I have only ever made 2 bank videos on Oldschool Runescape. One bank video being in 2013 where I only had about 1 mil cash, and one video in 2015 where I had roughly 180 mil cash. Now, I have not made a bank video since then because I didn't really think that people want to see my bank, but I've been getting asked for a while now how much my bank is actually worth, since a lot of my bank is actually PK'd. And if you've watched me since the last bank video in 2015, you would know that even though I did like to stake a lot, most of the big stakes that I've ever done, I've lost. In recent times, I've gotten lucky here and there, but overall, I have lost the majority of stakes that I've actually done. So I would say roughly 600 mil out of this entire thing is most likely staked. Although it could be lower, it could be higher, but I believe 600 mil is a rough estimate of how much I have actually made from staking. The rest I have made from high-risk PKing or just PKing in general, or rushing, or whatever I've done in the game. But mostly it's been PKing, like high-risk PKing, Bridding, just PKing in general. So I'm going to show you my bank video on my 4 different accounts. This is the first account, obviously framed, and this is going to be the one where everything is the most organized, because even though I don't use this account as much as I use other accounts, it's still my main, and I still want to have a pretty organized bank. The first tab is not going to be really anything special. I mean, all of these tabs aren't even that special. I can show you these tabs, and I'll just skim through these tabs because I don't want to just waste your time. I don't really have anything of big significance in here anyway. It's just small items, but the reason why I have all my runes right here is because it's easy for me. This is my food, this is my armor, and then this is the runes. For me, that's just the way I like having my bank organized. And then I have the teleports right here. This is just rares, this is clue scroll items, and a little bit of miscellaneous items like quest cape. This is the skilling tab, and this is the collection of sacks that I have, which I don't know why I collect them. This isn't even all my sacks, to be honest. What the heck? I didn't think a single person would actually come here to this bank. Hello? Hey. Yeah, that's a lot of money in sacks, though. Weirdly enough, there's 2 people in here. It's this is the thing I've been collecting, which is weird. This is the miscellaneous PK tab. If I don't really use stuff that often, I'll just throw it in this tab. This is the Barrows tab, pretty self-explanatory. This is the tab with most of my wealth, so I guess I can show you that last. This is my potions and food tab. I just have it like this because I, generally speaking, go across the line when I go PKing. I get a super combat, Saradomin, super restore, a prayer pot, then a stamina, and maybe a range pot. But I barely ever go for range pots. That's why it's right there. If I need an anti, it's right there. If I need the food, it's all right there. And a Q. I was about to say Q. Doesn't matter. Then in the last tab, I just organized it a little bit more recently, but the way I had it before was kind of organized, but now it's a lot more organized. The helmets are all in the top left. This is all of the armor and the dragon daggers, although I don't really PK with any of that really. And then my god swords, the bandos, the void I use, the magic short bows, the furies, the whips, everything is for the most part organized to where it's a lot more manageable and you can just find it a lot more easily. For the most part, this is everything in this tab that I use to PK. So the last tab is going to be the wealth tab. This is not actually my depot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a Len for now because I've been trying to do the Inferno, but I've been much more busy doing the Slayer on my 60 attack Piety, so I've just been using it for Jad on that. This is essentially my everything else that is wealthy, or I just use it sometimes tab. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty straightforward. Right now, I'm going to use the OS Buddy plugin to show you what the entire bank is worth, and then I could just take out the individual items and just price check it itself. I'll take that out for now, obviously, because that's not my bow. All right, so this bank is worth 1.8 bill roughly. If it was my bow, that'd be what? Okay, that doesn't make any no. Okay, no, it does not make sense. That definitely does not make sense at all. Well, we're just going to price check most of the items. Alright, that's like roughly everything in the potions tab as well as this tab. Everything else, I don't know, we could just call it 10 mil or something. It's not like it really matters. I'm not even going to put it towards my actual price check for that. So 456 mil in those 2 tabs. The DFS is worth, how much is that even worth? It's worth 8 mil. So far we have a 464 mil bank just from what we've price checked. And that's including this DFS. And now we can go into this. I'm making this pretty rough on myself with this amount of untradables, but for everything else, that is adding 970 mil, and then I'll just add that up in a second. So 1.4 bill so far, and then I got to add all of this up. So roughly with all of that stuff in there too, it's about 1.4 bill, 88 mil. And there is other miscellaneous stuff, but we're not really going to worry about that. So an extra 31 mil, and that is roughly on this account. That's roughly 1.5 bill with everything. So this account has roughly 1.5 bill, I guess, but there's probably more on it. Regardless, doesn't matter. We are going to go and check the other bank accounts now. This account's going to be pretty straightforward. Obviously, it's the Max Pure, and I took off a little bit of GP from another account that I used to use, but I don't use it anymore, so I put it in this account. So there's going to be an extra, probably like 40 mil or something like that from the last time I actually saw this account. But the first tab is literally all junk. The second, honestly, this is not an organized bank. I'm going to be straight up honest with you right now. But the stuff in the bank is good. Obviously, there was a lot of clutter for this because I was doing it for my series, so I had a specific way, and I just added to the bank as it went on. But overall, let's just grab out most of the expensive stuff anyway. I can just show you, and if you really want, you can slow it down. But this is the most expensive tab out of all of them because this is the tab where all of the unlocks actually went into. But this is tab number 1, 85 mil, and that is, I don't know, I can check that. Okay, so far 1.6 bill bank out of everything with 20 mil. Could put this all in there, and then we will grab out all of the real stuff from this. Okay, with everything, it's 1.8 bill plus this last tab we got to work with here really quick. All right, with everything again, now it's 1.9 bill. And for any of this, if you want to just price check it yourself, you feel free to, obviously. But I am just doing this based off of adding everything across all the accounts. But once more, if you want to price check this because you think I got it wrong, then go for it. Hey, it's a friend party. So on this account, this is my 60 attack party. I was trying to get 87 Slayer. Still am trying to get 87 Slayer, and we were very close to it. Funny enough, we were 86 Slayer out of 87. It's for the new series. We put a lot of GP onto this account, so I'm going to show you the bank value of this account, and it's not organized for PKing anymore. It used to be. It's now organized for Slayer, so it's going to look a little cluttered, but it makes sense to me. Why is that in there? That's literally, that doesn't make sense. Let me put that in the Slayer tab, I guess. There is a lot of random crap on here. Wow. I guess it was just from leveling all of these skills when I had to do it for Monkey Madness 2. So, this tab, no. This tab, no. This tab, eh. This tab, kind of random to be honest. I haven't organized it since I've been doing Slayer, so let's just call that like 2 mil. But again, not even adding it to the total thing. That's really not worth much. This was the PK tab, and I can just grab everything and start price checking it as we go along. And oh my god, there's a lot more to this tab than I realized. And I guess I can technically grab all this too. I'm trying to get my fletching up. So it's 13 mil for the robes, plus 13, plus 218. So that's 2 bill right now, 2.1 bill. And that's not even the last tab. And once more, I'm kind of just skipping through it really quick because I just want to show you the bulk of the things. I don't really need to price check every little GP. This is all of the Slayer stuff that I've had because Slayer, obviously, I got to get it done. For the most part, I think that this is it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the last bit on this account, and that's 504 mil, which that's a lot more than I figured it would be, and plus that and plus that. So let's just assume that's 8 for the 2 of those, even if it's not. So 504. So far 2.6 bill, 44 mil on this account. Okay, it's my baby pure. I'm trying to keep the video under 10 minutes, so this is the first part of the tab. Boom, 21 mil, and then that makes up to 2.6 bill, 65 mil. And this is the second part of the tab, which in total gets me about 2.7 bill. I mean, honestly, with everything, it probably would be about 2.9 bill, but regardless, everything I've counted is 2.7 bill. I think that's pretty good, and I didn't want this video to be that long, but since it's across 4 accounts, understandably it's going to be this long. What's up, YouTube? Hey guys, it's Calvin Harris here, and you're watching Disney Channel. Yeah, so that's really about it. So if you're looking for a way to organize your bank for efficiency in PKing, then you can follow how I did on Framed, but everything else, not really organized. So we're going to end this video before it's 10 minutes, because not a sellout for this video only. By the way, go buy this.